when did you stretch out and kind of start producing on your own? Like, what artists was you working with, or what project?
Actually, I left Beatminerz, and it was only for creative and business differences. It wasn't like personal. We don't have no personal beef. You know what I mean? It was just
Mhm.
I wanted to stand on my own too, and earn my stripes on my own creatively, and also monetize the business of my career myself. So, like around 2001, one of the last projects I did with the Beatminerz was with Raucous Records. It was a compilation album called Brace for Impact. We had like Kweli on there, Karen Wheeler, Ghostface, Exhibit, uh, a lot of people. You could check it out online. It's called Brace for Impact, and it was released by Raucous Records around 2000. It was around the year 2000, and not long after that, that's when I did Stillmatic with Nas, which came out in 2001, and then um, I did a few soundtracks, songs on soundtracks I did with like Fat Joe, um, uh, Pharaoh Monch and whatnot. And then after Stillmatic, I worked with AZ on Aziatic, which was when he was still on Motown Records. And it's like from around that time frame, 2001, 2002, is when I started doing a lot more records outside of the Beatminerz. Like there was like two or three records I did before by myself. Like I worked with Fatal Hussein, may he rest in peace, of the Outlaws, Tupac's camp, before he passed away. Again, the Fat Joe Don Cartagena album, which was his first gold record. I worked on that album. That was like 98. You know what I'm saying? But and then, after the Brace for Impact album, I kind of like completely everything else I was doing on my own.
Oh, okay. Wow, wow, yeah. R.P. the Fatal, man.
It's crazy. It's like changes in the career like almost every 5 years. From like 95 to 2000 was Beatminerz, then 2000 to like, you know, mid 2004, 2005, I was doing a lot of music by myself, along with bringing in other creatives, like my dude Mike Risco, who worked on with me on some music on some of the records I did with like Nas and AZ. And then, from like 2005 into 2010, I was doing a lot of A&R and producing. I was wearing different hats at that time. I just noticed that every 5 or 6 years, and I don't plan it. It's just I go through these transitions in my career. You know what I mean?
But that's good though, man, because you growing, you evolving, you getting bigger and better. You feel me?
Keyword evolving. And once you learn this business, you're forced to evolve. You got to. You can't keep doing the
Hmm.
same exact thing for X amount of years. I mean, I love producing music, but I just don't feel that's enough for me. I have to do other things on top of that. You know what I mean? And most importantly, if I'm putting out music as a producer, I want to be in a space where I can own it. I can have control of how I'm putting out music, how it's being marketed. You know what I'm saying? And reap the benefits of how it sells. Instead of waiting for a royalty check from a record company.
Yeah, no doubt. That's very important,
Facts.
especially today. Because like I guess like out of the artists you name, they all sounded different. Going back
Yeah.
into the 80s and 90s. If you got
Right.
Fat Joe
Right.
and Pun and
Hmm.
Nas, and you got
Hmm.
Talib Kweli and Busta Rhymes, and
Yeah.
they all
And it was a
sounded
lot more.
different.
It was all diverse. Yeah, exactly. I mean, in these days and times, unfortunately, the market is more corporate, and which forces artists to, that are competing for the same space, to feel like they have to channel the energies of something that's already out there doing what it's doing to get attention. So that's why you hear a lot of records sounding the same, or artists sounding the same, or trendy music sounding the same. But I love diversity. I love personally to do something that stands out, that will stand out like a sore thumb as soon as you hear it, compared to like 5 or 10 other records that's out at the same time. I like
Right,
that.
exactly.
I like that challenge. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no doubt. And then just being in control of your own music and monetizing it, having power over that. Because I was looking
right.
online, I think it was Wendy Day. She had posted something. It was showing like you get
Oh
zero
yeah.
point zero
Shout out
zero
to
zero
Wendy
point
Day, man.
seven.
Yeah, I haven't
Mm,
spoke to her in years, but shout out to Wendy Day. She's a legend, man. She's done a lot for the culture, helping Cash Money when in their inception, and a bunch of other people she's consulted
mm,
for, man. Really dope.
right. Yeah, I got a chance to interview her, but it's just
Hmm.
like I say, you get 0.000.7 off of one stream, so you got to get
Stream, you got to
20
get
million
20,
streams.
20 million to really see some money. It's true. If you even get
Mm,
into the first 5 million, that's just the start. That's allowing you to make a few thousand. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you got to get 10, 20, 50, 100 to see like hundreds of thousands or even see a million, you know?
All right, so we got to get back to that, controlling the music and controlling the means in which it's distributed, and so
Hmm.
we can be more empowered. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.